All right, hello everyone. I believe we should be up now. And if we are not, then I guess I'll figure that out in a couple minutes. But regardless, we're still 4 minutes away to start what is gonna be Ireland versus Romania on the losers bracket. So quite the intense matchup. Two teams fighting for their tournament lives now. And after seeing two matches that were both winners bracket, we now get to see some of the shark pit action here. Quite the matchup, two rising teams for the most part. Ireland maybe a little bit more history behind than Romania itself, but both being countries that are starting to show themselves into the tournament scene. My name is Juan Cristal, commentating this matchup alongside Adam. And I hope they unmute themselves soon to introduce themselves. How are you doing, Adam?
Hello, it is me, Adam. And I'm doing fine. It's the evening here in the Asia side. But yeah, hopefully everyone's having a good day. What about you, Juan?
I'm doing great. It's 1:30 p.m. over here, so not so early, not so late. Pretty much ideal time. It's only a bit hot, if I say so myself, around 30 degrees Celsius over here. So could be better, could be worse. But definitely excited to see this matchup here, Ireland and Romania. I personally haven't seen much of these two teams before, so it's always nice to get to see a matchup like this, where two teams are maybe not essentially like really well known, getting a chance to reach the quarterfinals losers bracket, which would be quite an achievement, I think, for both these two countries.
Definitely. And the seating is also not too far apart, being 22 and 27. So, we can expect, hopefully, for a close matchup that this will be.
It should be. It should be pretty close. I think Romania may have the upper hand on the more tricky maps of the pool because they really seem to have this, late game potential. Like they got number 3 on I'm Gone. That's just very hard to sneeze, right? It's so strong. And even their hallucination score is very, very solid. Number 11 of all the teams that participated. Their seed mostly attributed to their long no weakness and SV weakness. They are a team that, in standards of seeding, they wouldn't even qualify for SVs. So I expect Ireland to maybe take advantage of that and perhaps try and go for the long no weakness. But as far as I remember, I think Ireland is also a quite heavy rise team.
Yep, Ireland actually got seed number 24, slightly higher compared to that of Romania at 27. And for the long note department, they are also not too far behind, being seed 26 and 28 on LN1 and LN2 separately, while Romania is at seed 24 on both of the LN, so not too far apart actually.
It's gonna be interesting. Like, I'm not sure if the pool is, hard enough for Romania to start to push their lead away due to the physical, stronger capabilities. So this is a very crucial match, I think, for these two teams, which are, in the case of Ireland, I think reaching their limits of physicality. Like, not yet. I think they are still there, but they are a team that is getting to their limits, whereas Romania is starting to reach their comfort. So very interesting dynamic, I would say.
Yep, and it seems like we have the players from Romania already in the lobby, just waiting for the players in Ireland now, so that we can get started with our warm-ups.
This looks like a stand-on map, but I may be wrong.
It seems like it.
What if we have an auto combat that's a warm-up? That would be funny.
Yes, it will be. Yes.
But yeah, on the meantime, I'm just gonna grab my mate cup and drink some and expect and hope to see, rice ball showing up. Even though mate on those contexts mean two different things, like very different things. In my case, it's just,
Yes.
sort of a tea, if you will. And in the context of the song, it's more like, I'm not sure. I think it means like morning, but I'm not like, I don't remember Portuguese at all.
Yeah, I don't know Portuguese myself, so I'm not sure what the context of the song is, but either way, it's a good song in my opinion.
We shall see. Island still not showing up as we are reaching the time of, it happening. I see Nightcore here, finally joining. Who were
Our
commentating
partner.
just a moment ago.
Yep, our fellow commentator is also playing in this tournament, and we can see Paracosm coming in as well, just waiting for the third player in Ireland now.
We're about to get there now for 3v3, only missing a player from Ireland here. And after that, we should be good to start with the warm-up. And the first one is going to be Enigma. Classic Toaster map.
Classic. It's really, I'll say it's fairly well known. I mean, it is used in, if I'm not wrong, either the 10th Elvendan or Yowakidan.
I believe it's a rated version on Yoake. I believe, like it's a 1.05 or 1.1. Sure.
Yeah, it is 1.05 on Yoake, I just remembered. But yeah, either way, it is a challenging map made by Toad. This is one of the older map from about 2019, so we just have to see what they can do.
Quite a challenging one. I think it's very easy to mind block. Some of the transitions are insanely hard to hit. So we shall see how they perform. Of course, it's just the warm-up, so doesn't really matter all too much. And it's also a cool map, I guess, to just display on screen. Maybe we are able to tell or pick up on some of the weakness that these two teams have on the LN department, especially Romania, which it's not like they have a very clear weakness on the lens. It's just that they have such a strength in late game Rise and, late game in general, that it's going to be interesting to see if this long no weakness persists through the late game as well.
Yeah, true, but I think it's still, too far into the late game, so I don't think we are able to gauge. All right,
we are back. At least the commentary is back.
Yep,
Let's go.
the commentator's back. Woo! But yeah, sorry for the slight, error there. But yeah, we are back. The streamer's Discord died, but it's okay. Just some slight error at the beginning. It's still warm up, so we didn't miss too much, I hope.
Doesn't seem like we missed too much. Mitch, though, what a performance here. Not only just Mitch, but Paracosm.
Paracosm, is that a full
Insane
combo?
score. That's an FC. It's almost an 990k as well.
Full combo from both Mitch and Paracosm and almost 990k. Jesus.
Yeah, 4-digit, by the way, would be a very fair way to describe this performance. 8 200s, 99k for a team that is seeded 27. Yeah, that seems like 4-digit to me.
Yeah, it's just normal 4-digit performance. I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, that is the first warm-up, and oh, it seems like we're not gonna be having a second one.
Interesting. So straight into the rolls. Mitch getting an 86 straight out of the gate. So good start in the rolling department at the very least for Romania here. Ireland gets a
Having a 13-point
61,
roll.
then 13.
Seems like 61. Either way, they still lost the road to
Yeah, you
Romania.
can add both numbers and you will still lose.
Yeah, even if you add those two, it's still not enough to beat Romania. But yeah, Romania will be winning the road and be having their protect.
So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we see something like Pilot Lab here being protected by Team Romania, considering their strong, like, late game
And
Rice
hey.
performance. But Matteo Bonito Jorge Mesmo is also a fairly standard protected thing from a very heavy Rice team. He's arguably one of the most physically demanding charts of the pool, so makes sense. And hey, oh, Daisy Cutter
Let's
being protected by
go.
Ireland.
We're back. Daisy Cutter by Claren. What a classic. But yeah, like you said, Ricefall was protected by Romania, so that's a good protect in their department. So we just have to see what they will be able to do on Ricefall when it gets picked.
Have to see what the Romanians has to go for here in the terms of the picks, right? Because we saw now a ban from... No, actually we need to stop bans. The ban from Ireland is Rice 5, so they are gonna knock Pilot Lab off the planet. As I was describing earlier, this was likely my choice for protection if I was Romania, and they seem to be complaining a little bit about this ban already. They don't like it.
And there we
Nervousness,
go.
yeah,
There goes
it makes a lot of
SV1.
sense for Romania to ban SVs, considering there is the main weakness for them.
Yeah, both Ireland and Romania actually seated very close on the SV, but yet, you know, Ireland protected SV2, so we just have to see what they can do on that department. But there goes SV1 like usual. It's always gone.
Never SV1. I guess they are never nervous. Or they are very nervous. They don't want to be nervous.
Is SV1 currently at 100% ban rate?
I don't think so. I think it got protected once, but
Oh, really? But did it get
believe.
picked, though?
I'm not sure, actually. I'll have to check.
Yeah, we'll just check later, but yeah, it seems like not many teams like SV1 that much.
Never mind, he never got protected.
That kind of suck.
And he got banned 100% of the times as well. Wow.
Oh, wow, okay. So we haven't seen SV1 being played at all this entire weekend yet. And it seems like Romania will instantly choose Rice Fall. Straight away going for their protect. That's, you know, that's a strategy that some teams use, so not too big of a surprise.
Yeah, like match dynamics, it's something that varies a lot between different teams. I think it depends a lot on, like, I don't want to say personalities of your players, but rather like their mentality in some ways. Because if you are the kind of team that thinks that needs a great start to get things going, then picking the protect early makes sense. If you want to save it as a you know, silver bullet to catch up into a matchup that you are losing your way through, or it can be something like a map to seal the deal. Once you're on match point, then you pick it. So there's a lot of ways to use the protect. In fact, some teams may even avoid the protect completely, like we saw previously on Thailand, who never really got to pick LN3, please. And they lost that game 6-4 against the United Kingdom.
Yeah, I mean, a protect can also be a way to, you know, tell the opponents that, hey, we are good, but in actuality, we kind of play the map.
Yeah, you can play some mind games with the protect as well for sure. I especially love when you like maybe protect an SV and you're not really good at it, but that you just mind gaming your opponent to think that you have actually trained the map.
Yeah, we saw some teams. Well, I saw some people back in some tournaments that I played before that protect SV, but completely avoided the SV to trick the other team that thought they practiced, but in actuality they did not, and it was just a scheme to think we practiced and we didn't pick it because we actually didn't practice it. That happens a lot, and beginning up, we have Yuyet already missing at the start of the map.
Not the greatest of the stars here for the Irish, but if there is any point to miss, it's usually ideal to beat it at the very start of the map. That gives you some amount of advantage if the other team happens to miss, because you haven't reached the combo cap just yet. And at this point where everyone is on the combo cap, UGTV, it's going to be very, very close to that. So any miss that happens on Romanian side will have about a 150 combo buffer in favor of the Irish. So combo-wise, there's like 3/4 of a miss in favor of Romania, who now struggles to find the first miss here. Mitch being the one to drop on the Romanian side. They were performing extremely well in the warm-ups, but this drop will make the lead instantly swap back to the Irish. 4,800 points seems to be the lead that the Ireland team is holding. And it's gonna get very, very close as we're struggling through this chart. I don't think we have many like insane accuracies. It's mostly a matter of sustaining this combo through, and Milk Watcher is gonna drop the combo.
Mitch is also back to over the 400 combo mark now, securing them the maximum score that they are able to get. And Bluestone finding that huge drop, trading it with Milk Watcher as well, as the lead goes back to Ireland, about 6,500 points, and slowly growing to Ireland's side.
It was a huge drop too, on those hands. That transition was pretty tricky, and they just completely rushed it. I think it was maybe even more than a singular miss, more bad judgments along the way, and that's gonna cost Romania a lot. Even in their protect, that's no good news.
Yeah, choosing a protect and have it to the opponent's, favor is not a good situation to be in. Especially you have the mindset.
It's the complete opposite. Oh no,
yeah,
the three-column pattern.
Bluestone. I think that just seals it as we are entering the end of the map. Bluestone finding more 200 drop, and really don't like the tree burst pattern right there. Finding another drop at the end of the map, making Ireland securing their first point of the match. 32,000 to their favor.
Very, very clean scores over there. 2 misses, one at the very early beginning from UTV, but still insanely good score there. Nightcore getting the MVP here of the lobby, the only FC alongside Kivo on Romania, but definitely the stronger ratio and 200 counts. So first map, first breakpoint.
Yeah, Bluestone sneezed 3 times. I think that's why he was dropping on the tree burst rolls. But yeah, unlucky, honestly. Romania's protect went towards Ireland's favor, and right now it is also Ireland's pick. So maybe they can get away with a breakpoint here with whatever they decide to pick. Maybe their protect, maybe something they are comfortable with. We just have to see see what they are gonna be choosing.
I'm thinking on the Island department, Ireland definitely wants to avoid string theocracy. I think that's one of those maps that Romania could take off of them, due to it being fairly easy to FC all the way through, and despite Romania's arguably weakness on LNs, they should be able to get a triple FC, I think, with string theocracy, so that's the map I will avoid the most.
Maybe. I don't think Ireland's gonna straight away pick SB2 yet. They may be saving that for later. Well, first of all, because it's SB, and second of all, I think picking SB as of now may be a little bit too risky on their department, and it seems like we will be getting LN5 Scars of Fauna coming in.
straight into the hard stuff. Scars of
Yep.
Fauna, the hardest element map of the pool, is being picked here by the Irish. And with that knocked out of the way, and with Palette Lab being banned, this will be probably the hardest map on the pool remaining. So
Should be, yeah. And this map is loved, so a lot of people should know how hard this map is. Even on Scorby 1, this is still a really hard map to even assess. I still haven't gotten an SS on this map, and I'm decent at LN, let's just say that. But it's pretty hard, and for a round of 16, this is pretty hard.
yeah, I remember back in the day when, like, you know, having a 990k on this map was considered insane, and nowadays it's just round of 16.
Yeah, now it's just round of 16. It's just to show how the players have grown over this past year, ever since, you know, 2019, 2020 up until now. Been 4 years, you know, and the player base has gotten way bigger and way more stronger in their ranking range compared to before.
I'm seeing some player swaps here as well on Ireland. We see Scott joining in favor of Nightfall.
Yep.
On the other side, I believe this is the same roster we saw on the right split.
Yeah,
with
it's still the
Nietzsche,
same
Bluestone, and
roster.
Divo.
Yeah, same roster as they had on the first map. Don't think they are gonna be changing. The only swap I think we will be seeing is Nightcall with Scott here.
Yeah, it seems like they're getting ready to start now. Scars of Fauna, pick number 2. This one made by Ireland, who just got a breakpoint on Romania's Protect. And seems like there are some claims here by Bluestone, who's feeling a bit sick. And that's no good news, obviously. You don't want to... You want to be feeling at your best, really, when you get to play an important match like this, when your tournament life is on the line. And Romania certainly has what it takes to recover from this, to get back into the matchup. This isn't necessarily the pick I expect him to come back at, but considering it is more physically demanding and Romania's late game abilities have been showing to be very, very good, then maybe, just maybe, this is starting to get into their comfort zone a little bit better, and that may be good enough for them to immediately strike back and get breakpoint of their own.
Yeah, as we saw from the warm-up earlier when they played Enigma, both Paracosm on Ireland and Mitch from Romania showed that they have the physicality to play hard LN stuff. So I'm thinking that maybe both of the players will be doing really well on the map, starting off not too big of an accuracy drop from both of them, as I say that Mitch dropped a few 200, but still it's pretty early. And currently, Bluestone and Scott finding that slight accuracy drop, especially Scott here, down to 98% for a second, but slowly building up their accuracy on the later half of the map.
Interesting dynamic here. Seems like Ireland is on the lead by about 4,000 points, despite Scott having the lowest accuracy. Para and UGTV are holding the greatest accuracy of the lobby. That's keeping Ireland afloat
And
here.
oh, Kerbo finding a drop right there, making their combo be gone. And the score lead is gonna be going towards Ireland's side little by little, as Kerbo is slowly going back up to the 400 combo
There's a miss
cap.
though. A trade here by Scott. The lowest accuracy on Ireland may start to equalize the scoreline a little bit. This release LM flams have been a bit difficult for Kivo to hold the ground, especially the accuracy. But a miss can happen at any time, and the hit concentration by Scott is getting very, very spread, and that's dangerous. The Kivo, though, finds the miss here and trades. So it will be Romania losing even more so of the ground that they gained after the miss by Scott. And with only an eighth of the map remaining, 20,000 points of difference, I don't really see Ireland dropping the lead on this.
Yeah, both Paracosm and Juliet just holding that full combo on the line, just trying to secure the point, and it seems like it as we are entering the end of the map. After that show, there's nothing left, and that will be it for the map. 20,000 points towards on side. Paracosm and Juliet with the FC and Paracosm. 991k, yeah.
How do you get 200s on this? That's crazy.
I
That
don't know.
doesn't. That's not 4-digit.
No. What are
that's a
you
score and a
talking
half.
about? This is 4-digit performance. I don't know what you're talking about. This is normal.
Wow. Paracosms flexing at all of us here, of all mortals here. Crazy score there, 991k on the hardest LN chart of the pool. Arguably one of the hardest to act as well. He just goes there and gets a 200 play and like 8-to-1 ratio. That's insane.
Yeah, the fact that 4 digits are able to play this kind of difficulty L1 and get over 990k now scares me for what we will be have installed in for about, I don't know, 2 or 3 more years. That if 40M even continues even after all those time, it's gonna be crazy to see what kind of difficulty the skill ceiling is gonna be at after a few more years, especially from 2020 up until 2024. It's already a really really drastic increase in the skill ceiling.
It really is. And now Romania needs to make a good pick here. Not sure what they will go for. I'm thinking City Lights could be their choice here. Though that being said, I mean, I kind of want to say that Sylvia may work for Romania here.
Maybe Romania can go for Neo City Dive, but I'm not too sure since we saw from Ireland's side they are not too shabby on the accuracy department, and as you
Sylvia.
said, they will be going for Sylvia.
I like this. I like this pick. The only concern I have about Sylvia and this choice by Romania is that if Bluestone is sick as they claim to be, then a map that is long increases the odds of you sneezing in the middle of the map. So
yeah, that's not good. Just if you sneeze or anything happens to you in the middle of the map, then yeah, there's gonna be a slight drop of accuracy or even a miss, on their end. But it seems like we will be not seeing Bluestone coming in. I think we will be having RTs coming in, and Nightcall will be getting out, and Milk Watcher will be coming in.
Interesting swap over there. I think the change in Romania makes sense if we consider Bluestone's condition. Otherwise, I would be inclined to think that they will be playing this map. But even still, Ireland has certainly proven that they look like the strongest team in length. So Romania trying to hit them with not necessarily a intense Rise pick, but certainly the hybrid that is the most Rise oriented of them all. If anything, I would call this, like I was saying before, the Rise plus LN rather than the hybrid. So we'll see if it works for Romania here. I think they have a fair shot at this.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's a good swap from Romania's side. It's best to putting myself as a perspective. If I was the captain and I see one of my teammates being sick and not performing well, I would definitely just tell them, hey, you don't need to play this, you can take a rest, we have our other teammate to cover for you. So definitely a good swap out with Romania. And for Ireland, having Milk Watcher coming in for the hybrid is also understandable, as their hybrid is also not too shabby. So we just have to see how they perform as we are getting started at the beginning of the map now.
Intro is a bit tame, but it's mostly LM focused, so we'll get to see those hybrid players that are not really hybrid players, but like Rise players, dropping a little bit of accuracy here. And I'm looking at RTs and Kievo being the main ones to have difficulties at those points. But Milk Watcher also not holding a bad accuracy per se, but certainly lower than both of their teammates here. The lead about 2,000 points now that we have reached the combo cap. It will come down to accuracy.
Both Yuya and Pyrocosm holding above 99.80%, and especially Pyrocosm 99.90% now, highest accuracy in the entire lobby as of now. But Mitch is also not too far behind. Oh, Pyrocosm finding a huge drop right there, swinging that score lead towards Romania's side instantly. Mitch is still holding that combo with the highest accuracy right now, 99.85%. But Yuya is just trying to keep him in watch with that same accuracy as well, making sure he doesn't get too far in the accuracy department. RTs and Kerbal finding their accuracy back up now from the earlier start, 99.72%, and Kerbal 99.65%, slowly climbing up. Milk Watcher just rivaling RTs by slightly, 99.75% now. Seems like
You have to be
Paracosm.
careful in this section. This is a very tricky to understand section. Sort of very weird, dumpy single streams. And Paracosms seems to have struggle in the transition of those Barons into the Cordish Jacks. And that's just going to extend the lead by Romania, who's looking to be making a good pick here. They are 7,000 points into the lead at the halfway part with a break here to capitalize off all that combo advantage until Paracosms reaches the combo cap once more. And that lead is going to steadily get to 7k.
Yeah, that was also a very unfortunate timing for Paracosm to drop again, right after the 400 combo cap as well to start the score lead to go to Romania, finding another one. But
RT's trades
back. But you know, RT's 1 drop compared to Paracosm with 3 drop. However, Paracosm does have the accuracy, but we really don't know what will happen right now since despite Paracosm dropping 3 times, he still has the accuracy advantage.
Yeah, that trade favors Ireland for the most part. As you see, the score lead is decreasing. It's almost to the 5k, 4k mark now. So we are entering dangerous territory here. Kirvo and Mitch really need to hold their FCs here if they need to if they want to hold this point, because Ireland is coming. Yuji is having quite the run here with immense accuracy, 99.85, and Milk Watcher is close behind as well. So any mistakes here by Kirvo specifically, who finds the drop on Romania's side, can prove to be deadly, as the Irish are getting there. 1,000 points of advantage only held by Romania, and is only shrinking. Ireland very close to take the lead, and not combo caps having reached here. Romania struggling to hold this lead, and Ireland is very, very close to get it.
Kobo going back to the 400 combo cap now.
This was the pattern that Paracosm struggled with before, though.
What's gonna happen?
Oh, it's just going back and forth. It comes down to the wire. 400 points, no breaks whatsoever. And it comes down to the very last bit here. Some elements that are intrusive may prove to be the undoing, but it's not. Ireland will take the lead at the very end by 1,000 points. What a break point.
You yet and Mitch with that V1 double S. Mitch just tried to hold out for Romania, but it wasn't enough after Kobo dropped. That was a very close one for Romania, honestly. Almost winning that pick with Paracosm dropping majority, but traded with RTs and Kobo, holding their accuracy enough so that they do not give too much of a point lead towards Romania.
Wow, and I want to highlight Mitch's performance here. 995.8 thousand points, insane V1 double S, and it wasn't enough. UGTV coming clutch with the V1 SS for Ireland here, and that itself kept Ireland afloat the entire run, and they just waited patiently for that singular mistake that caused Romania to lose their pick. And now they get a second ban, so what will they get though?
It seems like Ireland mistake it for their pick, but right now it's Romania's ban. They are unable to ban SV2 as it's protected. I'm not so sure what they are going to be banning, honestly.
I mean, it's kind of hard, really. I would ban Beatrice, maybe, or Hyper 4. Yeah, Beast Bass Bomb. I think makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense. It's one of the more physical hybrid out there, so that's definitely a smart ban from Romania's side, and right now it's gonna be Ireland's pick. And like they said earlier from Paracosm, it seems like they will be finally going into the SV map, Daisy Cutter, made by Claren, my fellow Singaporean, by the way.
Yeah, quite the map, really. We won't have videos on, I think. So we're gonna have Daisy Cutter here, selected by Ireland. This should be a pretty free point, I think, for the Irish.
Maybe, but still, their, SV performance on the qualifier is nearly identical. We'll just have to see if Ireland practice enough to beat Romania, making them, protecting this SV map.
I mean, if you protected this, that has to mean they practiced it. Like, if
Yeah,
they're picking it
come on.
and as well protecting it, they at least put on the hours to practice it.
Unless they decide to just give Romania a scare. But that's hopefully not gonna happen.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see a full FC by Ireland. In fact, I think it would be quite unlikely. But they should still have what it takes to win this map comfortably. But I could see like 97s on Irish, like on Ireland's side. And Romania maybe struggling with this a little bit more.
Yep, but as we can see from Romania's side, we will be getting a swap in. Onikata Kayoko will be coming in for Romania. That's a character from Blue Archive, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really play those kind of games, but
Yeah, you should.
I know they yeah, I shouldn't really. I would rather have my wallet stay as is rather than
That
you know,
and also your sanity, because the
Yeah,
game,
one.
let's just say, the community of Blue Archive is unique, to say the least.
oh come on. Every community has their own things, don't.
Cute and funny. But anyway, seems like the MP start command has been activated. No swaps. Actually, no, wait. Paracosm is going to be swapping with Nightcore here. And we will be getting right into the map.
So we got SB1 banned, but the opposite is now true. We get to pick SVs. So
Seems like
Daisy
everyone
Cutter it
love
is.
this map, huh?
Ah, yeah. And as we see, Onikata struggling quite hard here in the intro.
Kayoko is, yep, seems like Onikata Kayoko didn't practice this map too much. RT is finding a drop as well, but Onikata Kayoko is just not getting the teleport right. Getting the accuracy down to 88% currently, which is, you know, not preferred since the beginning is quite tricky. And that was a
that
massive
SB trap
drop
is so
from everyone
mean.
in Romania.
Yeah, like I told you, this was looking like a 3-point for Ireland, and it's proving to be. I expected 97s on Romania, and I'm not that quite far off mid-watcher with a 98.38, the lowest accuracy on the Irish team. And Nightcore certainly prepared for this pick with a high 90, well, like a mid 99, I'll say, 99.3. And despite niche efforts here, they got a miss, but the accuracy is still very, very solid. And there's another miss here. This part is also very, very challenging. It's very hard to spot the proper snaps of this if you don't play it enough. Yeah, they do, but it's not really gonna matter, will it? Like, 170,000 points is massive. Like, it's not gonna flip.
Yeah,
There's no way.
It just looks, you know, impossible for that score lead to shrink towards Romania's side, as all three of their players has already dropped numerous times. As I say that RT is finding another drop. It seems like Ireland will be securing their fourth and confirmed point at this moment, unless one of their, you know, player decided to disconnect for some
Don't
reason.
call it. No.
I had to.
No, that's just mean. We still have two-way FC, by the way, by me watching and Scott, so that's impressive on its own right. Very good shows there. Especially Scott, who's holding the greatest accuracy of the lobby here, will get the FC after all. 964k MVP as well awarded to him with exactly the same 300 count as Nightcore here in 292. Overall, we see 96 as the worst accuracy here between every single player, but Ireland surely looking like the strongest team when it comes to SVs here, and they capitalize off of that. They are 4-0 on the lead, and it's Romania's turn to pick.
I also just realized Nightcore and Scott has the same exact 300 count, being 292.
Yep. It was funny because I think they also had the same 300G count, so the difference was on the amount of crates and goods.
Yeah, but
And
now
the
it's
miss,
gonna
of
be...
course.
Yeah, now it's gonna be Romania's pick. They really need to be wise about this pick right now, since Ireland already has 4 points. If they allow even one more point towards Ireland's side, it's gonna be match point for them. So they need to think carefully of what they are gonna be choosing. Maybe CD Lights is their safest pick right now, but I'm not too sure.
I'm not really sure what they they will go for, but I mean, show me your love could work well. I would avoid high hits for the most part, despite the fact that I think they have a shot at it.
Oh,
So yeah, they're going for City
City
Lights.
Lights. Yep. Pretty safe pick from them. It's probably the safest pick from Romania right now, being City Lights, Rice Tree. So yeah.
Techie Alexia choice here. We'll see if it works out for Romania, who are looking to get their feet into the match. So far, Ireland are just... I'm pardon me for the choice of words, but they are like stomping Romania right now, and I'm a bit surprised.
Yeah, and it seems like we will be getting a swap in from Romania. Onikata Kayuko will be swapping out with Kobo, and Scott will be leaving as well, swapping in with Kamikaze, and Yu Yet will be also coming in with Milkwatcher swapping in. Nightcall seems to be staying.
This is the map that Romania needs to get back into the game. They need to strike like ASAP. And ASAP means like exactly now. If they win City Lights, they might get this confidence boost and potentially break points on Ireland. And I think they have what it takes. I think Romania could break like any choice that Ireland make. I don't think there's any more maps that are like, 100% one-sided like SB2 was. Because LNs are looking better for Ireland, but not that much better, I think. And especially in some of the picks. Like... I think LN1 might be the best choice that Ireland has remaining if they want to move through the LN category. Otherwise, they will have to transition into hybrids, and hybrids is always a dangerous territory, especially that hybrid 3 is kind of like a ranked map for the most part, so it's something that most players will likely have experience with. Not necessarily with the map itself, but like, the patterning and the type of structure. So if Romania can solidify themselves as the Rise team that will win the remaining Rise, so they have 3 points there. They just need to break like once or twice, and they will be good. But again, they need to win this. They cannot really afford to lose any more maps.
And are we gonna be seeing Nightcall swap in with Milkwatcher? And it seems like we will be having that at last minute. Nightcall swapping out for Milkwatcher. And as that happens, we will be getting right into the map shortly after client syncs up.
And there is this syncing. It is map number 5 here, selected by Romania. City Lights, Rise number 3, mapped by Alexia. And honestly, potentially the last chance that Romania has to get back into this. And remember, the loser of this gets eliminated, so they are fighting for the tournament lives here.
Yeah, definitely. As right now, Ireland's definitely have the comfortable lead, 4-0 right now. Romania really needs to take this point away from Ireland to secure at least 1 point and get their confidence boost, or else Ireland is gonna be at a match point, and after that, it will also be their pick.
Seems like the client is struggling a little bit to catch up, so perhaps this was an abort? I don't think. Well, maybe UTV, UJ8B, or whatever we want to call that, disconnected. So
Not
maybe we are remaking the lobby.
sure. We just have to wait until we see what client decides to do here. And it seems like we do have a disconnect, being Milkwatcher.
Yep, it does look like it.
And yeah, we will be getting a bot. Seems like Milkwatcher, I think disconnected or something. Oh, it seems like they accidentally abort and realizing they are unable to swap player.
Yeah, it seems like a situation where they picked the wrong roster, so they wanted to go with someone else, and they avoided the match due to that. But if you start a match, then you need to keep the same roster as you had prior the abort. So we're gonna stay with the same rosters as we started. So therefore will not be able to join here instead of Miwocha. So, I mean, this looks great for Romania already. That's a confusion at the start for your opposing team is kind of what you're looking for if you want to win in a must-win map.
Definitely, especially it's your pick as well. So some confusion in Ireland side not having their exact member playing. So this may be a slight confidence boost to Romania.
We shall see Mitch here trying to sync up, taking his sweet time. There he goes. And let's start with City Lights then. Pick number 5, this time for real, by Romania. Score currently is 4-0 in favor of the Ireland.
Yet currently having the lowest accuracy. Did he get a 200 at the start or something?
I think it's mostly ratio. 200, maybe, but I'm not sure. Haven't personally seen it at least.
But yeah, personally, it doesn't matter too hard as he is able to get their accuracy back up. Slight accuracy advantage to Ireland right now. Have a cause of 99.76% alongside Milwaukee 99.66%.
Oh, but that was definitely a 200.
Yep. But the highest accuracy here, Mitch, with that 99.85%. As I say that, dropping a whole 0.1% accuracy from a 200.
Pretty tricky map overall here. It doesn't really stop. It never gives you a break in between the patterns because you go again from bursty, dumpy jump streams into mini jacks. So it's hard to transition in and out of those. Albeit none of those players are really having any difficulties with it whatsoever. It is Mitch right now who's leading the accuracy charge, and it's up to Kirvo's accuracy really to equalize this point a little bit. That's the lowest accuracy on the lobby, and it's the main difference maker between the two teams right here. And it's only 2,500 points in favor of Ireland, with half of the map still remaining. That lead extends now to 3k into the break, but anything can happen. This is the kind of situation where a single miss gives your lead away completely and immediately. So Ireland has to be very careful here, and they cannot really sleep too much on the accuracies because a 200 rush can certainly make up for this difference too. And with a quarter of song remaining, you want to avoid that as much as possible.
Yeah,
this bar gets a little bit tricky in terms of pairing though, so we'll see.
Yeah, all of Ireland's player holding basically the same accuracy, 99.80, 99.79, and 99.77, keeping their accuracy in check, not wanting to give up that accuracy advantage that they are having. Turbo still trying to find that accuracy back up, but it's just going at the ending now, 99.59.
Couple 200s there by UETV, but it's not going to be enough here for Romania to catch up with that lead. And as the map is about to be completed, a miss now is the only thing that can save Romania, and it's not happening. Ireland with a 3-way FC will conquer the 5th point in a row here. Very nice performance here, immense ratio by Paracosms and Mitch. I mean, they are really trying their best here to keep Romania afloat, but it's not enough. This is quite a performance showing by Ireland. Every player above the 99.75 and 992k. It's just very, very solid here.
Yeah,
a team that is C27 averaging a 992k score is...
That's kind of crazy, honestly.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
But yeah, Romania unable to capitalize on that one point that they were trying to get and making Ireland to match point, and they will be choosing LN1, the release-oriented map.
And you remember back before the last pick that was mentioned, I think the only good pick, or like certainly in favor of Ireland pick that was remaining in the pool was LN1. Seems like they catch up to that, and they are picking that immediately. So an edit here of Ravi Discharge without the triple jacks. The easiest map in terms of physicality remaining in the pool, at least in the long node department. And we shall see if this is enough for Ireland to seal the deal, clean sweep Romania here.
But yeah, this is also one of the more awkward to, act, since, it is release, and you know how release works. It's annoying to act in general. So yeah, seems like Ireland will be capitalizing on their release-oriented players here.
Yeah, and 155 BPM is low enough that releases get pretty tricky. Like sometimes you have like RAM releases or fourth releases that are not so tricky to get right, at least to get like regular 300s on them if the BPM is high enough. But when the BPM is this low, you really need the finger independency, and that's something that not many players have. So
But yeah, we do see a swap in from Romania. Bluestone coming in after a break from them. A short break, pretty much, since after Ireland got their second point, and they are gonna be coming back in as Ireland is having that match point. Will it be enough for them to get back that one much very needed point to get back into a favor of a tiebreaker if possible?
in the meantime, the match between the Netherlands and Colombia has been completed. The Dutch team managed to get the win 6-1 against the Colombians, who are a team that gets eliminated out of the tournament, as well as it was a losers bracket encounter. And here we may be looking at a similar outcome at the end of this map, because if Romania doesn't win this, they are knocked out of the tournament. And at the start of it, Bluestone struggling a little bit with the accuracy there, and that's going to give Ireland the early lead.
Yeah, but still, it was early in the map as Bluestone slowly getting up their accuracy back up, 99.60% now.
We shall see if Romania has what it takes to hold the ground here and potentially start a comeback. It has to be now or never, as they are on match point down into the worst possible scenario. And Ireland is holding the lead at the moment off the back of Paracosm, who again has the greatest accuracy and the full combo by his hands. And despite Bluestone matching UDTV and Milkwatcher being essentially the same as Mitch, it is Kivo's accuracy that is on the lower end compared to everyone else that's proving to be the difference.
Oh, yeah,
but
finding a
miss,
drop right there. Swapping the score towards Romania instantly, 3,000 points towards Romania.
that miss is huge for Romania. They need to hold this comp together. And now a miss from Milkwatcher. Oh, what a great spot here for Romania, really, to start the comeback. They just need to hold through the second half if they want to capitalize this point, and starting with a breakpoint will be ideal. Not that they have a choice anyway, but the double miss!
Double miss
On the inverse transition! On the inverse transition, Kivo and Bluestone both drop the combo. And with a quarter stone remaining, that lead instantly flies back to Ireland. The map is not over yet. There's still 3,000 points of lead, and that's short enough that a miss can make up for it. But as they climb to the combo caps, that lead only extends with time, and there isn't much map left still here for Romania to catch up.
But yeah, as we are
But
going,
a miss from UDTV.
a miss going towards Romania instantly.
Can they hold this imbus? They
Is there
are
enough
holding
time?
the imbus. They do have enough time. They're holding a quite a lead, but a
hold on,
Bluestone miss
Bluestone.
now.
Hold on,
Oh my
is
God.
that enough for
They
Ireland?
do have enough time, but Paracosm drops at the very end. It's 1,000 points of difference. Romania finally gets their way through this match and picks their first point. And whoa, at the very end of it, Paracosms, the carry of Ireland, finds the mistake that makes them drop their only point so far. This is not a sweep, and far from it. Romania, with the momentum, will get their own pick here. And who knows what's going to happen.
However, Cosm was holding so comfortably the entire map, but as it went towards the ending, while score is going towards Ireland's side, he finds a drop, securing Romania their first point of the map, and it seems like they are complaining.
Imagining the fairy tale now. Romania starts to get back into the match. And the comeback is on. That will be huge. And that's certainly a possibility. They won on long notes. So, and that's the category that has the most maps open. So, I don't know. If you're Romania here, do you pick please? Maybe swing Theocracy? Or do you just go for the safe Neo City dive?
I think Neo City Dive is probably Romania's safest pick right now, as String Theocracy and Police is probably not as safe as what we saw from earlier in Ireland. They were holding very comfortably until their players missed. And oh, seems like we're gonna be getting string theocracy
Oh
LN2
my god.
coming in.
I called it.
Yes, you did.
Okay, I'm getting excited. I'm in fact not seating anymore. I'm literally standing up. That map at the very end made me stand up and scream my way out of it. So, string theocracy picked by Romania. How quickly the table turns as we go from a very heavy rise strategy by Romania. They go for a Lennon pick now, and it's the most release-oriented pick of them all. So, I mean, maybe besides Cars of Fauna, which is arguably a little bit harder in the physical sense anyways. But oh boy. What if Romania wins this? Oh my, that would be huge. Because I think Ireland would be kind of forced to pick hybrids, right? Maybe they could go for Rise, but if they would be forced into hybrids.
If Romania managed to win this pick, they are basically forced into hybrids, as Rise 1 and Rise 2 seems to be a lot more riskier compared to their hybrid options.
All right, let's sit down again here. Let the match unfold itself. 5-1 now to Ireland, and despite how one-sided this looks, this could be the turning point of the matchup, really. If Romania manages to win string theocracy, then things can get tricky. So Ireland definitely trying to deny that opportunity as soon as possible. The more time you give Romania to build that momentum up, the harder it's gonna get to break. And here it comes. A bit of a short lead here as we get into the combo cap in favor of Ireland, but it's minuscule and it's not really going to matter all that much. It will come down to the accuracy in the long run here, I think. And Milk Watcher seems to be the one who's struggling the most, so all eyes on the top left side of the screen here, as that is the key play I think to watch. UGTV as well, having some trouble with the accuracy early on, and they missed in the previous map, so to be very, very careful. Milk Watcher actually trooping for the island, and somehow, someway, Romania finds their way back into the match here.
5,000 score lead towards Romania and slowly going towards Romania's side as Milk Watcher is slowly climbing back up to the 400 combo lead. But as I say that, Milk Watcher finding another drop on that 1L and unable to get back to the 400 combo lead and giving the score lead towards Romania even more, going into 9,000, almost 10,000 points now as all of players in Romania holding that FC. Paracosm with the highest accuracy in Arden right now, 99.78%. But just the sheer willpower of Romania, all of them holding that full combo with decent accuracy all around is keeping them on check.
Paracosm really trying their hardest. Oh no, do not.
Please
no.
do not. No. Surely
that
not.
will be that will be heartbreaking. No, there's no way. They are back. Let's go. Bluestone is back. That was a bit of a hiccup and I got scared for a moment. And as you can see, the lead seems to be 40k up for Ireland, but that is not the case. Bluestone needs to catch up in terms of
finding another drop.
And with that, it's only going to make it easier for Romania here to catch up. And my goodness.
The client is a little bit delayed for Bluestone, but that score lead is not the case as Romania. I mean, Milk Watcher from Arden finds another drop, bringing their accuracy down to 99% now, just barely. The score lead down to 20,000, but you know, that's not the actual score lead. It's probably to Romania about 15 to 20,000 score range. We'll just have to wait until
even with the delay. They are almost on the lead. And despite the biggest efforts here by Paracosm, who's holding the greatest accuracy on the lobby right now, the best score, it's not enough. The misses from Milk Watcher are too much for them to recover from. And as the map is closing out, Romania is on the lead. And with the map essentially over and Bluestone catching up, that lead is only going to extend now. Romania is back into this as it syncs up and a miss happens at the very end of it. It's not going to matter. 20k lead for Romania. They win LN2 and they are so back into the game here. Ireland needs to pick smart. They cannot afford really at all to drop their own picks.
Yeah, but honestly, props to Paracosm with that 200 pound, 991k on the score on the map, but it was just not enough as Milk Watcher just dropped a little bit way too much, giving that point lead towards Romania. Is this reverse sweep possible? We'll have to see. This may be a comeback from Romania right now.
Oh boy. And this kind of shows how much Romania was missing Bluestone. The moment he started playing again, the moment Romania starting to strike the comeback. And we're going straight into long note 4. They are picking the
Instantly.
wildcard-ish structured pick here. My god.
Yeah, right now we have a slight issue with client as it died, but don't worry, we'll get it sorted right back up. And Arlen instantly going for LN for being Beatrice.
Oh my god. Ireland going for another Olympic. Despite losing 2 consecutive long no picks, they are still trying with that. Beatrice is their choice. This collab is what Ireland has cooked here in order to seal the deal. It is 5-2. We went from 5-0 to here. And with the client's crash, it's going to take a bit of time for us to catch up to them as the MP start command is issued here. My god, I am scared.
Yeah, the entry start command, has been activated. We won't be seeing what's gonna be happening while this is being played, as the streamer is slowly getting the client back up. But client has been a little bit rough around the edges these past few weeks. And it seems like client is back up as the map is being played.
There we go. It is Beatrice. 1 minute and 50 seconds. That may be what's left of Romania into this tournament. But only if they lose this. They are trying to break point once more here to keep themselves into this, in the tournament. But as it stands, the Irish are holding the lead. 3,000 points, but barely. Only 1/4 of the song through. And the miss by Kirvo, it is exactly what the Irish were looking for. They are skyrocketing now. The lead is about 14,000 points. And with the hit sounds, this time the hit sounds are a bit loud, but maybe that's what Ireland was looking for. They needed that.
Yeah, they needed a hit sound power, but yeah, Turbo finding that 400 combo cap back up again, stopping the lead going towards Arlen even further. As was that
my
a
god,
Milk Watcher?
Oh, that looked like it was.
Oh no, it
wasn't.
Client.
It was client. The client is being a bit finicky right now. And that's good for Ireland though. It's a quarter of the song still remaining and the lead is about 8,000 points. So they have a solid lead here. If they don't break, they should be able to capitalize this and seal this matchup. Despite the efforts here by Bluestone and Mitch, who are holding the full combos, it's not enough. But Watcher dropped.
That was definitely dropped right
That
there
was
from
definitely a legit miss. And Romania's back on the lead. They need to hold for just 20 seconds, even less so than that, and they are doing so. They break point once again to put
Romania
themselves still in the match. 3 points in a row with double FCs here by Bluestone and Mitch. Romania still alive.
They are still in the game. At the last bit of map left, Milk Watcher finding that big accuracy drop and even a combo drop itself, swinging that score lead towards Romania in an instant, giving them their 3rd point. Bluestone here complaining, wanting to play Sombers too. Too bad you're playing this tournament.
Oh my goodness. Wow, that's so close too. Like without the misses, it would have been insanely close as well. Romania is somehow finding ways to stay in this, but they only have a single LN map now left.
They have
thought?
2 hybrid and 1 LN left.
And Ireland gets a ban now. Do they ban, please? What are they going to ban?
No way, dude. Are we gonna be seeing a reverse sweep happening?
There's Rise 1, Rise 2 available. They banned Rise 2, actually. So Show Me Your Love is knocked out of the way.
Honestly,
That probably-
understandable.
That probably means that Police is gonna be the map that decides the whole thing.
Probably, yeah, as we have.
Oh, actually,
only...
Romania's just picking
never
Police.
mind. We're just gonna straight away go to Police, but either way,
I
it's
love
still
this.
maybe the decider since Ireland is on match point, but Romania needs 2 more to secure the tiebreaker at the very least. And Romania
Oh
is
my
gonna be
god.
taking it.
What if Romania wins this map and Ireland picks Rice 1? That
Oh,
would be
no.
the biggest plot twist. That like this match has unfolded in such a strange way, really, and that usually happens with reverse sweeps, which is something that could very well happen in this scenario. Romania successfully winning 3 LM maps in a row, despite having a pretty substantial weakness in the LM department. They somehow find their way through the LM picks, surfing through the difficulties. Now that Bluestone is back, Romania seems to be unstoppable, really. Ireland needs
Yeah.
to find a way to stop Romania on the tracks, and they are struggling with that. With, please, 2 minutes and 2 seconds of pure density with some minor release tech in the middle. This is a map that is, in my opinion, quite the coin flip map.
Definitely. And this is also the last LN map available to pick. So that means after this, Ireland will only have 2 hybrid and the last Rice as an option. Currently at the start of the map, not too much of an accuracy lead towards any of the team right now. Sure, there may be some slight accuracy department towards Romania earlier, but as I said, it's the beginning as it swings to Ireland just by slightly 3,000 points.
Imagine the nerves. If you're Milk Watcher who struggled on the previous map finding a couple misses, if you're Kievo who also finds some misses in the past in the land department, you know all the pressure is on them here, and the accuracy by Kievo is the lowest amongst all, but they really need to hold that combo. Even despite the accuracy, that is their hope here to stay in the match. They need to get the 3-way FC. I think that is the only realistic way Romania outclasses Ireland here, because I don't see that happening in the accuracy department. And as we start to get into the second half, after this slow and simple transition, everything is on the line for the Romanians here, and the score gap, it's only 4,000 points. And
Wait,
Milk
no,
Watcher and UUTV both find drops right before we get into the second half. The backloader section here, Romania, if they hold the combo, they will break point once again.
You just
Or
find
actually
another
get their own
drop
pick.
like that.
And another
20,000
miss.
slowly going into the 20,000 score lead towards Romania. All of the players in Romania holding that full combo. Paracosm, the only full combo left in Ireland, just trying to get their accuracy and their score back, but due to Milk Watcher and you get dropping substantially, it gives the
The
point towards
pressure,
Romania.
dude. The pressure is on Ireland's shoulders, and even I can feel them. They know that Romania is looking unstoppable, and they cannot do anything about it. Romania crushing the Olympics, crushing Police as well with a 3-way FC here. Mitch, Bluestone, and Kivo managed to
3-way
win
FC.
their 4th map in a row here, all in the LN department. Ireland not quite there on the corner yet. They still have the match point, but surely they need to pick the best map
Surely.
possible here. Paracustoms holding the greatest score here, 991k, but that is not enough. 3-way FC is exactly what Romania needed, and it's exactly what they got. They are still in this 5-4, and the reverse sweep is only 2 steps off the way. But
Paracosm
Ireland
almost V1 double
looking
S as well.
to deny it. They will try the rest of the night, and they're going for a
Hybrid
hybrid
three.
3. No
The
more
map-
Rice.
The map that would decide if Romania will be surviving one more map to secure the tiebreaker against Ireland. That or they are going to go home. Hopefully they are going to be getting this point and securing the tiebreaker. The reverse
mean-
sweep is real, honestly.
At this point, I don't even know what I'm rooting for. Like, I always like underdogs and like upsets, but with the
this is
reverse
just
sweep
different.
comeback on, I mean, I don't even know. I just want to see a tiebreaker and then
Yeah.
let all that be decided there and then. But for that, Romania needs to break point one last time. They managed to get it twice, but they need to get it thrice. And with Buna Synergy being the last choice Ireland makes, potentially in the entire tournament, a 1 minute 49 seconds charge here. The hybrid being selected, pure hybrid in fact. And if this goes to tiebreaker, man, oh man, that will be a huge
That would be
showing
insane.
by Romania here. Ireland, who was looking very, very comfortable on the lead, 5-0. And even on the map number 6, they were looking on the lead and they choked their way at the very last second. Romania capitalizing off of that. And since then, they have been looking unstoppable. And stamina starting to kick in as well. At this point, at the very least, the mental drain that the Irish are facing right now, surely being a problem for them.
Definitely.
And
as
into pick
soon-
number 10, final pick, potential tiebreaker if Romania takes this. Otherwise, Ireland will be moving to the quarterfinals losers bracket here, and the tournament live from Romania will be over. But as the map starts and we get into the combo cap, scores are just flickering. And that's just how we're used to now. At this point, that has been every map so far. And this is just a pure hybrid, really. Anything can happen.
Yeah, as soon as Bluestone came in at the 6th map, Romania has been able to capitalize on that point. Back to back to back up until the 4th point, and right now possibly even a 5th point to keep their tournament history alive too and go into tiebreaker. Currently we are
Ireland
going into the second
just
half.
needs to hold the combos together. They have been struggling a lot with consistency on the last couple maps, and if they can strike the three-way FC, that may just be good enough. But in this particular instance, the accuracy by Romania is looking very solid. So perhaps not even the three-way FC may be enough. As they are holding a 4,000 point lead, it could be that if they hold the combo through this last third of the map, they manage to stay ahead. But any 200 rush, and it can be decided there and then. But Bluestone drops, and Big Watcher immediately trades. And that trade just favors Ireland. That was the best accuracy on Romanian side, and the lead is only extending now into the 9,000 points with only a quarter of the
wait,
relief.
Big
But Big
Watcher
Watcher
dropping
drops once more. Do they have enough time? I'm not sure if Romania will have what it takes here to catch up. The combo cap finally being reached by Bluestone, but they need another miss that they needed now. And it's not happening despite the score lead shrinking a little bit. They will not have enough time. The Irish striking an end to this comeback from Romania, and by 5,000 points, they will deny the tiebreaker here with a V1 SS by Paracustoms, who have been doing everything and then some to put Ireland into the quarterfinals losers bracket. What a match.
What a match. We almost got a reverse sweep from Romania after a 5-0 despair from Ireland, but they almost came back with a tiebreaker. Honestly, a valiant effort and fight from the Romans.
Wow. I think this could very easily be the match. If not of the weekend, maybe of the entire
Maybe,
tournament.
yeah.
You know,
This was exciting.
this was looking intense at the very, very end of it. And those misses at the end by Milk Watcher, they were so close. They just needed to hold the combos for a little bit longer. And that performance at the very end of the day by Paracosm, putting Ireland at the spot where I think at the end of the day looked like they deserved it just a little bit more. It's unfortunate that Romania couldn't have, Bluestone for the entirety of the matchup. Perhaps the fate of it would have been very different. But as things stand, Romania gets eliminated of the tournament after a valiant and brilliant effort. Not quite enough, unfortunately, and Ireland will be into the quarterfinals losers bracket now.
Yep, honestly, what a way to go out for the Romanians. From a 5-0 match point to Ireland, they managed to get back 4 points and almost 5 points and securing the tiebreaker. That is a really amazing way to go out, in my opinion. They should hold their head up high. They did really, really well.
Absolutely, they did, and I'm really hoping to see them again next year or in other tournaments. Really, the Romanian team seems to be growing at a pretty quick rate as well. So, unfortunately, they couldn't make it and strike arguably one of the biggest comebacks 4DM has ever seen. But they were this close to getting them. Ireland and Paracosm denying that opportunity at the very end of it. certainly cultivating the efforts of that amazing first half they had through this match. And at the end of the day, that's all there for Romania. And we'll have to wait for an hour and 20 minutes until the next matchup, which is going to be Spain against Brazil.
Yep, but other than that, I think that's pretty much it for this match stream.
Yep, that will be it for the stream here. We're gonna call it quits until the Spain versus Brazil matchup. So I hope you all enjoyed this match. It was intense. It was very, very close. Maybe we shouted a bit too much, but
Yeah,
you know,
maybe.
that's what we're supposed to do when matches get this intense.
You just gotta do that. Come on, that was from a standing point 5-0 up until 5-4. Come on, we had to shout a little bit to give the excitement of what the commentators are feeling, to give the match a little bit more, upbeat of a feeling.
Alright, well, that being said, I'll see you all guys in about an hour and a bit for Spain versus Brazil. España versus Brazil.
By Brazil. But yeah, anyways, that is me, Aaron Adams, signing out. Do you have any last words before we cut off the stream, Juan?
Not really. I hope you all enjoyed it, as I said, and I'll see you in a bit for the next matchup. Bye bye. Have a good one.
Good one.